Hello and welcome back, and in this video we are going to be adding sample data into our onboarding steps. This is not going to be a sample data. Basically these are all your steps, right? So we're going to go into the onboarding data model. We're going to create an extension here, onboarding step. Okay, now here we're going to create a static let, and we're going to say sample steps. I'm just going to call sample steps, but you can call it onboarding steps or anything that you like. And onboarding is going to be basically an array of onboarding step. And now we can actually create all the steps. Okay, so we're going to basically create steps. I'm going to copy paste this part right here. So you don't have to see me typing all this. Okay, so what we're doing here is we are creating onboarding step with the image name. So image is coming from asset catalog. Each image is named as food 1, food 2, food 3. There is a title associated with it and a description, and we also have defined the accent color for each of these. Okay, so this is the data that we're going to use. Now we're going to create a home view, essentially a view on which this particular experience is going to be launched, and it basically will become the home view. When user dismisses, they'll actually have something to land on, right? So we're going to create our we're going to import SwiftUI framework first, create home view, get the body. Okay, and I'm going to replace this with hello.pg. This is home page, and now we are ready to tie everything together. Okay, so we're going to go into the content view, create a state property, present onboarding flow. We're going to initially set it to false. Then we're going to create our home view and add a sheet onto that. Now the sheet overload that I want to use is presented, and we're going to bind this to present onboarding flow, and we are going to basically just call our onboarding view inside this with the steps. So steps are going to come from onboarding step dot sample steps. Okay, and this takes a closure. So whenever the view actually completes, remember this has a closure in it, we want to set the presentation onboarding flow as false, and this is where set user defaults do not show the flow again. Okay, so this part you can handle just by setting the app storage. Okay, then we're going to make sure that interactive dismiss is disabled, and we want to make sure we do that so a user cannot just swipe down and dismiss the onboarding. We want them to either click one of our button, like either the skip button or the actual onboarding checkmark button to complete the onboarding. Okay, now one more thing that we want to do is when the view appears, we want to present the onboarding flow. Okay, and with that, let's go ahead and build and run to see this entire experience in the app. All right, so the app is launching, and we should see our onboarding flow coming live here. Okay, so I see an issue here where the entire background is covered with this but let's go ahead and fix it in a minute. Let's go ahead and try out this swipe. So as you can see, we can swipe through all the items, and our animation indicator is working fine. Our next buttons and their themes are working fine as well. We can skip to land onto the home page. Okay, let's go into the onboarding view first and take a look at what's going on with the header view. Okay, I think we need padding. Okay, so this is why it is, because the background is applied on the entire H stack. That's why we were seeing that. Okay, so let's go ahead and add some padding here, and let's go ahead and try this out. So I'm going to add some padding, and this padding is going to be around this button, and there we go. Now this is actually much better. I also want to move this spacer here so the button shows up on the trailing edge rather than on the leading edge. That's much better. Okay, so these two are aligned. Okay, let's go ahead and try this out. So we're going to swipe through and confirm, and yes, there we go. We land on the home screen right there. All right, with that, we have reached the end of this video course. And once again, before you go, I would highly encourage you to check out devtechie.com for more in-depth courses to enhance your knowledge in iOS development. And we are coming up with many new things, so I would highly recommend you keep checking out these devtechie.com at a regular basis. And we have blog, video courses, books, and other programs, so you take advantage of those. All right, with that, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in another video course.